Hello, it's Steph, otherwise known as Moving Forward or MFLF, depending on where you follow me or how you know me. Firstly, I wanted to apologise for the fact that it has been weeks and weeks and weeks since I last published a podcast. I've been really busy, and I'll chat a little bit about that before I start on today's topic. As many of you know, I was studying social work. I got 3 and a bit years into my degree, and then I decided it was no longer something that I wanted to do. I still wanted to help people, but I no longer wanted to be working in social services as such. So I ended up changing my degree, and now I am going to be studying Bachelor of Health Sciences, majoring in nutrition. I'm really excited to, be a fat person studying nutrition, and I can't wait to walk into some of my classes and just get the stares, because even now that I'm becoming, a normal, I don't like that word, but a regular size, I blend in a little bit better than what I used to. I still get stares. And it's really funny when I tell a group of people who don't know me that my passion is health and fitness and being the best version of yourself, physically, mentally, spiritually, blah, 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 whatever. People look at me like, what is she on? Because no one, for some reason, thinks that someone my size is capable of doing the things that I do. So it's been a while since I've had that stare, that really blank stare, and I look forward to seeing it again. I've also been really busy with the business that I started. So I have been running my own 28-day program now. I'm in round 4, which is crazy. My program focuses on mindset, movement, nutrition, and self-care and self-worth. And it was something that I wrote after getting so many messages every day asking how I did it. I actually sat back and had a look at what I was doing, and I wrote it down, and I developed it into a program, and it's crazy. It's doing so well, and I've been able to help a lot of people so far. I'm really enjoying it, and I never thought for a second I'd be doing something like that, to the point where I've been able to quit my day job to be able to put everything that I've got into helping others and looking after myself. Check out my website if you haven't already. It's www.mflf.com.au. I do plan on doing a lot more with my website, just because I've been so hectic. I haven't been able to add as much as I'd like to it. But I plan on doing different blogs. I want to write articles about things that are impacting me or things that are impacting society in general, which is something I'm going to chat about today. I want to also be able to put up recipes and talk about different businesses that are making a difference to others, to their health and their well-being. I also have a couple of different sections up there where I talk about some of the things that I'm doing at the moment. So a lot of you know that I'm doing my 10K run for Beyond Blue. So I've got my fundraising information up there. And I've also just started the push-up challenge, which is raising money for Headspace. So as you can hear, I am incredibly busy. Chuck my kids on top of that. Life is insane. I always start off my podcast by saying that I am not a professional. I'm not here to give medical advice. My podcast is just about my thoughts, my opinion. I often touch on what I've seen on social media or in the news, but please don't take anything that I say as being advice or in lieu of a professional's advice, because I'd never do that to you. Deep breath. Today, I want to talk about a topic that has died down a lot since it happened, and it's probably a good thing that I'm not talking about it whilst it was still going on, because I was very angry. I'm still feeling very angry, but today's topic is about the Nike Mannequin. Not primarily the Nike Mannequin, and some of you are probably rolling your eyes thinking, oh my God, get over it. But I wanted to also talk about plus size clothing and companies that are not yet recognizing that not everyone stops at a size 16. So bear with me if you were one of the eye rollers. If you still are listening, you might get something out of this. It is about time that all companies started making bigger clothing. Now, that might be a bold statement to make. I know nothing about the fashion industry. I have no idea how much it costs to make a bigger t-shirt or a pair of leggings. But when I saw the Nike Mannequin and I saw the outrage that people were expelling after seeing a plus size plastic model wearing a plus size crop top and pair of leggings, I just don't understand what's wrong with the world and what's wrong with a lot of those people. One thing that I say about myself is that not a lot of people are used to seeing bigger people work out. Come down to my gym and there's people of different shapes and sizes. You'll see small people, big people, short people, tall people. The world is full of individuals and no one is the same. Everyone is unique. So when I saw that mannequin, it didn't surprise me at all. I shop from a lot of different companies that actually use plus size models to display their clothing on, which is awesome. But it just upset me to read some of the naive comments that people were writing. If you're not up with what actually happened, long story short, but Nike has launched their plus size range. It has been out for a while because I actually have one of their singlet tops. But in London at the Nike store, they put the plus size range on a plus size mannequin. And people lost their, excuse the word I'm going to say, rude red, so you might want to turn it down for 3 seconds if you've got kids. They lost their shit over it. And I don't get it. I don't understand why. Because why would you put size 20 clothes on a size 12 model? Why would you put size 12 clothes on a size 20 model? It doesn't make sense. And it was just such a simple thing. But it highlighted to me that there is still a massive problem in society on how bigger people are portrayed, how they are discriminated against, and how people just treat others with such a lack of kindness. Questions were being raised like it's not healthy to advertise bigger clothes. I don't understand what is unhealthy about companies making clothing for bigger people to wear, because whether or not the bigger people are wearing the bigger clothing to exercise in is no one's business. But isn't it great that as a bigger person, you can go down the street and you can find something that will fit you? Because at the moment, a lot of the clothing that I get is online. I am a size 24 odd in a top now, and I'm still around about a 28 in pants. And that's because I've got, I call it my fat. If you've been listening to me for a while, you'll know I call my fatty apron my fat, but some people call it a mama pouch or I can't remember the other word, but I just call it my fat. So I'm a size 28 because my fat is so big and it's really hard to get pants for that. But I love how I can go down to Kmart now and buy myself a pair of size 24 leggings and size 24 bike pants, because I used to have to go online to do that. And it's really difficult being able to find clothes that fit, let alone clothes that are comfortable, let alone clothes that are fashionable. I need to give a shout out to a company that I get my leggings from. It's called Be Keen, Healthy and Fit. I'll chuck a link up underneath my podcast so you can have a look at it. This lady is incredible. She got sick of not being able to buy activewear that fit her, so she started making it. And she goes up to a size 38. Now, keep that in mind when I talk about my next few topics in relation to price, and you'll probably shake your head just like I did as well. Wouldn't it be awesome if all companies catered for all shapes and all sizes? And I know that's probably never going to happen, but I would love it if people were able to just look at a piece of clothing knowing that they would be able to buy it in their size if they wanted to. Because at the moment, you can't do that for a lot of different brands and a lot of different products. And whether we like it or not, whether you agree with it or not, whether you think it's healthy or not, the world's getting bigger. It's as simple as that. And it does concern me as well, being someone who has been a size 42 seeing that people are getting bigger, but there's a number of different reasons why those people are that size, and we aren't to judge. We're not here to sit in judgment of someone else and worry about what they're doing, but we can at least cater for them so that they've got clothes to wear. And that's what is frustrating me. Why don't people of all sizes have a right to wear clothing? Which is ultimately what my question is. When I saw some of the stories that were being done on the Nike Mannequin, I actually watched an interview on Channel 9 where a gentleman by the name of Liam Bartlett was interviewed. He made some disgusting comments about bigger people, and I actually offered to do a workout with him so I could show him what bigger people could do, because he was being so derogatory, saying things that just made me feel bad. And I don't imagine he has no bigger female friends or bigger female family members. So for him to make some of the comments that he did, I don't understand how he could say them without thinking, hey, I just offended someone I know and someone I love. I was really taken back by the number of people who shared my Facebook post where I offered for him to work out with me. But Mr. Liam Bartlett is one of those guys that will say things, but they won't stand by their words, and they don't like being proved wrong, which is a shame, because I'd love to educate him. I believe that I am a good representative of someone bigger that can do a lot of different things, and for him to suggest that bigger people don't need activewear was just ludicrous. It made me really angry. I still wait for his call. I'd love to catch up with him. I'd love to challenge him to a couple of different things, and that's what I actually said in my post. I'd love to do some running and some weights with him and some MetaFit, aqua aerobics, whatever. It would have been his choice, but no, he's afraid. He knows he's going to be showing up, which is a shame, but his silence speaks volumes. Big clothes are expensive, and there's actually a really good example of this that I shared on my Facebook page the other day. I am going to name them, and I first of all would like to congratulate them on the fact that they have actually brought out their curve range, which is really good. They're now going up to a size 22. I'm talking about Ali Fashion. And on the weekend, they had a sale. Now, I can't shop at Ali Fashion yet because I'm not a size 22. But they had a sale going on. It was 30% off some stuff and 50% off other things. And that's great. Everyone loves a bargain, especially at tax time, because buying things at tax time is very rewarding. Just on that note, I bought myself and my daughter a session where we get to meditate with baby goats because it's tax time, and I was looking for something to spend my money on. Anyway, you can have a look at this on my Facebook page if you'd like to. I shared this post on Sunday at 6 p.m. And they have got a chunky cable knit cardigan. Now, they go from, I believe, and I'm really sorry if I'm wrong, a size 6 to a size 22. If you were to purchase the chunky cable knit cardigan and you were between a size 6 and a size 14, you would pay $18. If you were between a size 14 and a size 22, you would be paying for the same cardigan $52.79. That's a difference of $34.79. And that's insane. Especially if you're going up from a size 14 to a size 16. How many centimeters difference are there in the material? Now, back to what I was saying before, I totally get that I'm not in the fashion industry. I don't know how much it costs to make these things, but surely it's not $30 to make that different size jumper. It's frustrating being a bigger person and wanting some of the same clothes that my smaller friends wear, but having to pay a lot more for them. And that's what I love about Brenda. She doesn't charge extra for a size 38. She charges exactly the same as what she does for a size 12 or a size 16 or a size 20. And I understand there are a lot of companies that do it. Peter Alexander's a good example. They've got their plus size range, but they don't charge that much extra for plus size clothing. And in fact, when I actually looked at their website last time, when they have their sales, you can get a $20 pair of pajama pants whether or not you're a kid size 8 or an adult size 24. So it's just frustrating. And I think that once again it goes back to the fact that it doesn't matter what size you are, you need something to wear. And I reflect on when I was my biggest. I actually, for my Transformation Tuesday photo, shared a picture of me at my mother-in-law's recommitment ceremony. And I'm wearing a black skirt that had beads. Now that black skirt, I ended up wrecking all the beads because my it stretched the elastic and the black beads popped off. And that skirt was a size 38. And the top that I was wearing was from overseas. Both of these pieces were from overseas, and it's very tight. I was a size 42, but I could only get up to a size 38. It was hard because I didn't have anything nice to wear. I didn't feel good in the clothes that I wore. I didn't feel good at all. But having to put on tops that weren't designed for a 28-year-old when I was 28 was tough. And it's the same when I was a teenager. I used to wear a lot of clothes that were designed for older people because they didn't come in bigger sizes. And some of you may be thinking that I'm going on a bit, but some of you also might be thinking, oh, just lose weight. A lot of you have no idea how hard that can be, especially if you're not in the right mindset. And you can't just click your fingers and go, oh, well, tomorrow I'm going to go from a size 42 to a size 16 because I want to wear a pair of jeans. It doesn't work like that. I wish it did, but it doesn't. And it's once again thinking about why people need to change for society's standards. I don't think we should have to. I think we should be able to access things like clothing and health services and chairs and anything like that. Regardless of what size you are, you should be able to access the same sorts of things that everyone else can. Wanted to chat a little bit more about my experiences when I was much bigger, especially when it comes to underwear. So I'm going to share a little bit more about me than I probably should, but I'm okay. I'm good with this. It was really hard to get underwear when I was at my biggest size, and I couldn't get comfortable women's underwear. The place I used to get my underwear went up to a size 50, and I still think they do. I'm actually going to have a look while I'm talking to see if they do go up to the size 50 still. But anyway, even with this underwear, because of the way my body was shaped, it wouldn't sit properly. So if I was getting a size 42 pair of undies, things would be too big in spots. Things would cut in spots. They just weren't comfortable at all. So I would often wear men's boxer shorts, the bigger ones, because they were really, really comfortable. Sometimes I would wear bike pants because they were really comfortable. Sometimes at my biggest I didn't wear anything. Now, oh my gosh, I just said that, but that's okay. I remember a few years ago I was walking with the kids playing Pokemon in the park, and we ran into this gorgeous lady, and we were walking across a river crossing, and the twins said to this lady, who I'm still very good friends with today, "Oh, Mummy, you better be careful because if you fall over, you've got a skirt on, and Michelle's going to see that you have no undies." So it was something that I used to do because they weren't comfortable and they used to cut into my fat. And it was really, really just hard to feel like I could wear even underwear when I was at my biggest. So I'm just having a look at this website. I'm going to name them. They are fantastic. And When I was at my biggest, these people were my godsend because I was able to get pants, tops, dresses, anything that I wanted from them. They're called Big Time Clothing Company, and they go from a size 16 to 50. And sure enough, if you want to get a size 50 in underwear, you can buy them, and they won't cost you any more than what a size 16 to 18 will. I'll add their website as well because they were, like I said, I couldn't get clothes anywhere else. And if I wanted to get them, I had to get them from overseas, and they take months and months to come in. So there's my undie story. I don't do that anymore. You'll probably be really happy to hear that. I do wear underwear. So when you see me, please know that I am wearing underwear. I currently, I don't mind talking about it, seeing as we're there now. I really love Bond's cottontails, and I know that they're the granny undies and that's not something people aspire to wear, but considering they just fit me now, I'm like, oh my god, I fit into them, and they are the most comfortable things that I own. I also like the tradie boy shorts. They're really comfortable also. And as far as lingerie goes, I don't have time for that, but there are some great companies out there who make lingerie for bigger people, and it's comfortable and it looks good, and one of those places is Lisa's Lacy's, but I'll pop down all the websites for the places that I've been talking about today. And I think that's about it. I think I'm done with my rant. I'm sure some of you are able to relate to what I've said today. If you're wanting to share your experiences, please let me know. Liam Bartlett, if you're listening, please contact me. I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to have a chat about some of the things you said. I'd really like to work out with you, and I'm not going to be rude to you because you did cop a fair amount of criticism for what you said, but I just would really be interested in showing you what a bigger person is capable of, seeing as you made them sound like they are worth absolutely nothing. Thank you for tuning in today. As always, feedback, suggestions, recommendations on what you'd like me to chat about, anything like that, email it through to me. I can be reached on stephmflf@gmail.com. You can also find me on Instagram at Moving Forward Looking Forward, and you can find me on Facebook at Moving Forward Looking Forward as well. Have a great morning, afternoon, night, wherever it is you may be, and I really look forward for you to hear me soon. Take care.